Okay, so hello everyone, it's Braveheart. So yeah, happy holidays, I guess. so we, so I figured tonight we actually do something a little different. It's uh, from our current playthrough regarding Dishonored. I couldn't really think of a whole lot of that was actually Christmassy to play, uh, but I figured tonight we'd actually play some Teardown because I've actually been playing a lot of this game lately, and plus it does kind of have some Christmas elements in some of its later levels, so I guess that kind of counts for something. But yeah. Uh, But yeah, like I said, I've been playing a lot of Teardown lately, and it's actually a lot of fun. Uh, Basically, the whole actually I forgot I had the game audio muted.
It
There we go.
happens.
Yep. But yeah, basically the whole idea is that you go around each level, blow shit up, and you try to solve different heists as you play through it. So yeah, of course, one thing to note is that just to make this a little more fair, I actually have all my mods turned off for this playthrough. I'm gonna try to play this as legitimately as possible because you know how I am. I don't like cheating unless I feel like really messing around. So yeah, let's get to it. But yeah, that's basically how this game is. You get a wide variety of different tools. You can just and yeah, pretty much almost everything in the game world is destructible. Well, not everything, obviously, because obviously there are certain limitations you have to keep in mind. Like, and of course you don't want your player falling through the game world. That's also another big thing. And you also get to toss shit around. Like you do. So yeah, we don't really get a whole lot of tools to start out with. Just a spray can, a fire extinguisher, and a sledgehammer. Although the spray can you mostly use, well, obviously you use it to tag different parts of the scenery. Like it especially comes in very good handy for giving you a sense of direction, especially during your heist. Anyway, we'll just restore the power and see what we got. Oh yeah, there are also different news bulletins that actually appear during the course of the story. So right now, the whole thing is that our demolition company is not looking very good, and we're pretty much massively in debt at this point. Uh, but we are gonna go ahead and change that. Black figures for the last fiscal year. CEO Lawrence Lee Jr. says they have expanded into new markets, but doesn't want to go into further detail. Oh, we will change that. From Tracy. Gas bill just dropped on the floor. Honestly, I'm not sure we can make it through the month. Are you getting any requests? At this point, we pretty much have to accept anything. Be creative. This just came in. Sounds kind of fishy, but we need the money. You up for it? Good evening. My name is Gordon Wu, general manager at the Evertides Mall. I have a slight problem with an old building that's blocking our plans for a new wing, and I need someone to knock it over. I need it gone by tomorrow, and I'd even be willing to pay more than the standard rate for some extra discretion. Quick execution and uncomfortable working hours. Would you be able to take care of it? Of course we will. So we literally get for our first mission. Thankfully, it starts out pretty simple enough. We just gotta demolish a building. Which, pretty much the fastest way to do it, well, actually not quite the fastest way to do it, but one of my most favorite ways to do it, we can actually use explosives, and we can even set the building on fire if we wanted to. First of all, we definitely gotta get that chimney out of the way. There we go. And just let it build from there. Or, never mind, it's, usually that works. Probably get some more explosives, why not? But yeah, so far, I will tell you, this is one of the easier missions. I mean, the missions do get a lot harder later, because a lot of them require you to be very creative with your heists, especially when it comes to grabbing the items under a strict time limit. And you'll see what I mean when we get to that point. Normally I just set the building on fire, which I'm usually able to do, but yeah, it's just being really finicky at this point. And plus, I don't really have my blowtorch yet. Okay, I think that should be enough explosives. There we go. Oh, we won't be doing that. Not in this mission. We will have to eventually, because large fires in this game, in certain missions, do set off the fire alarms, and which is bad, because that means security comes, and you only get a certain amount of time to escape before it's game over. That's why I actually burned away most of the floor. Or I destroyed most of the floor, more like it. Okay. It's not liking me at this point, so I think I'm just gonna do it the easy way. Yeah, that is really odd, because I'm usually able to burn this house down no problem. It's just not liking me right now. Then again, I do have a bunch of mods disabled that I also downloaded earlier, so... yeah. There we go. Nothing likes me on stream, apparently. I love doing that, just destroying the alarm clock. Oh, what a morning. Shouldn't have taken that job. I knew something wasn't right. That building was under cultural heritage protection, and the demolition is now part of a criminal investigation. Miss Tournament and the police just sent me this photo. They must have caught you on a traffic camera heading towards the mall. The very last thing we need right now is is investigation. I tried sweet-talking her, and she thought she could get the case dropped, but asked for a favor in return. I don't know what she wants, but just do it. She'll email you directly. Sure thing. Just so you know, I don't usually do this, but I'm stuck on a case and I feel like I should try something new. I've been investigating Lawrence Lee Jr. over tax evasion for months now, but he has so many friends in town that I can't get a warrant. How about you use your skills to borrow the computers over at Lee Chemicals so that I can finally access his customers' registry and sort this mess out? If you do this for me, I'll make sure your little blunder will be forgotten. Well, you know, it's also all over the news. Did you check for fingerprints? That's also another thing.
Right.
Because I literally just use a bulldozer to take the entire structure down. So yeah, now this is one of our first item collection missions. This one's also relatively simple because thankfully there are no alarms involved. But the next mission we will definitely have to deal with them. But throughout each level, there are also different collectibles we can get. There are also different collectibles we can get, and we're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for them. Because that'll allow us to upgrade our our equipment as we go. Yeah, just steal the yeah, just steal the all the just steal all the things. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah. That's one of the main reasons why I love this game. I just love being able to tear shit up. Yeah. Mine. Yep, we have all our things, but let's see if there are any other collectibles first. I know there still are. Wow. I opened the door so hard it damaged the wall. Yay, steal someone's wallet. And a magazine collection while we're at it. I just gotta wonder how many many dollars in property damage are we gonna cause throughout this? I'd probably say it's probably gonna be in the billions by the time we're done. Alright, what is one other building we haven't... what other building have we not been in yet? Oh. Oops. Oh yeah! I almost forgot to mention... This is also the first mission where fire alarms are active. So if you start any fires, well, yeah, you're not gonna have a good time. Alright. Okay, that didn't work out so well. I'll just go around. Okay, other than that, I think that's all the collectibles I know about in this area. Of course, I am gonna be trying to keep an eye out for these things because we're gonna need. Trust me, we're gonna need our upgrades as we go. Oh, good. The break-in at Lee Chemicals is also on the news. Probably because you didn't have any security cameras or anything like that. The customer registry indicates that that Lee has worked almost exclusively with a single client recently. The client is only referred to as BT and no further details. So I really have to bother you with one more favor. Head back to Lee Chemicals and fetch their employee login devices. I should be able to cross-reference their log files with the delivery schedule and to figure out where they are moving the product and what BT means. I heard they installed a new security system. Be careful. Yep. So this is pretty much where the fun begins. Because at this point, we have to deal with alarm boxes. And pretty much all three of these items are wired, which means once you take one of these things, you basically set off the alarm, and you get 60 seconds to grab all of them and head back to the escape vehicle before a chopper arrives. So yeah, that's the whole deal. Basically, use everything to your disposal to create holes in walls and point out your escape route. That way, and try to make your basically try to get the best time. Try to get the best time possible, and yeah, etc. etc. So yeah, the gate is now locked, but that won't stop us. Let's see here. There we go, just ram it open. Let's see here. Okay, it's on the second floor. Good to know. Too bad I don't. It's too bad I don't have a shotgun or explosives yet. So we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to deal with what we have. Huh? Bust this window open, and we're just gonna get all this out of the way. Yeah, thankfully this is one of, like I said, this is just the easy stuff compared to what's coming later. Alright. Now just one last thing I have to do. There we go, just busting our window open. Actually, even better. We're just gonna blow some holes in the wall. Huh. There we go. And that gives us gives us a straight shot to that's the escape vehicle. Alright. I think that should be good. Oh yeah, first and foremost, I just gotta get back up there. There we go. And always make sure to quick save before you start your run, because that way, in case you fail, you don't have to do the entire preparation work again. But yeah, that's essentially what all of this boils down to. And we get our first tool, a well, our first new tool anyway, a blowtorch. Which is a lot of fun to mess around with. Smells just like chicken, or no, a wrong term. Marshmallows, I guess? Probably.
Roasted chicken, maybe.
Yeah. So, let's see what kind of havoc we cause this time. Oh no! If only we had security cameras. Or, you know, if someone were... or, you know, if maybe some people were on night shift. That could be another thing.
Someone was competent enough.
Yeah. They turned off the gas. I can't even make a proper coffee anymore. We really need to bring in more clients. I'll reach out to Gordon and see if he has something else. I haven't heard back from the police. That thing sorted. Yeah, if they turned off the gas, that's probably not a good sign. I'm kind of surprised they haven't come out with home eviction yet. Thanks for helping me out with that building. The police were snooping around a little, but it seems to have cooled off now, and we can finally start construction. I actually have another job for you. See, I bought this yacht recently, but it's too large for the marina, and the board says there's no space for a new dock. Could you use your demolition skills again and remove one of the timeshare cabins? If the original documentation also disappeared, then ta-da, like it was never there. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
And what, like, we're not sure Bob's your uncle?
I just stole a cash register. Wow. Yeah. Thankfully, I know where most of the collectibles are, just not quite all of them. here's a safe we have to throw in the water. Of course, this isn't really the best way to go about it, because there is actually a crane nearby. But oh well, this also works. That's one of the lighter safes. There are some really heavy ones later on in this game. You basically have no choice but to use a crane just to move. So what do you think of this game so far, even though we're not very far into it?
Interesting little, like, stress reliever game, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And this is only the campaign. The sandbox mode is actually a lot of fun, considering that's... considering you get all your weapons, there's so many different mods you can also use.
Right.
Oh, a lot of people have even made their own maps, too.
I'd imagine some probably would have, yeah.
Yep.
And, like, as a sandbox, they probably made, like, a specific way that you're supposed to tear everything down and do it efficiently as, like, the sort of quote-unquote mission of it.
Yeah. And,
It's what we need in its own way.
Hell, if you wanted to, you can even topple entire buildings. Even though it does, admittedly, it does tank the frame rate a lot of the time.
Yeah, they showed it in the ad for it too, like just a building collapsing on itself and then tipping over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like a bomb blows out part of the bottom, and enough of it is missing for it to crack and fall over, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I know they've actually been advertising this thing because they were working on porting it to consoles.
I see.
Yep. It's been on PC for a while, actually, but yeah.
I've seen it before. I don't remember how long ago, but I do remember seeing it.
Yep.
As in, like, seeing someone say they had it or something along that line on their PC.
Honestly, though, I think the PC version is probably the better version in that sense because just because of the mod support alone. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Most things that start on PC, the PC is better because a lot of the commands and everything are made for the keyboard and everything.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to plan all of that out onto a controller.
Indeed, yeah.
I noticed that with Black Desert Online. I had it on the PC to play with one friend, and I got it for me and another friend to play on console. Yeah. It's a lot easier to do the different attacks and movements when fighting on the keyboard.
Understandable. Yeah. And like I mentioned, at least most of this game is destructible. Obviously, there are still limitations because you got to make sure the player can't fall through the world, for instance. But yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, there are times where, when I'm playing the sandbox mode, for instance, I destroy so much that the game lags. So Sometimes I do have to restart the map because of that. But, oh well, that's part of the fun.
Right.
Alright. Okay, there wasn't anything in there, so... I know there's one more item on that boat. Oh yeah, it reminds me. Probably should take a crane with me, all things considered. Because the other safe is actually in that building up ahead. Huh. There we go, just sever all the pipes. There we go. Just a whole bag of cash, just hidden just hidden in the attic. Nice. I think there's everything hidden under one of these boats. Huh. Oh, there it is. And now here's one of my favorite ways to demolish the house. That we need to. Huh? We're just gonna ram an entire fishing boat into it. Not only that, but let's demolish all the houses while we're at it. because let's just go ahead and tank our frame rate. Why not? Speaking of games that with this level of destruction, like not a whole lot of games actually do something like this because a lot of the time it's very difficult to program.
It's true.
I mean, some games have done it, like such as Red Faction and Battlefield, to name a few. But yeah.
Yeah, not many actually pull off a game that's just based around tearing everything down.
Yeah. All right, who wants to watch the frame rate drop? I do. Jesus.
It's like, oh my god, it's not stopping! The whore! The voxel whore!
Indeed. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in real life whoever would be piloting this boat in real life would probably be dead. I mean, the entire bridge is just caved in at this point. Not only that, but all these residents would probably be dead as well. Nice. He's just trying to repair a hole in his roof, and I'm making it larger. Nice. We got a shotgun now. Granted, though, there aren't really a whole lot of enemies in this game, except for a few, which we're not really going to encounter until way later. Eh. We will give us a few more rounds. But as for range, well, nobody cares about the range on a shotgun. It shows the fourth cabin missing, but it doesn't. What it doesn't show is the fact that all of these houses have been demolished.
Right.
Yeah, all the records are at the bottom of the ocean at this point. Fantastic work at the marina. Looks like it worked, because they just cleared a construction permit for the new dock. Another thing came up. There was this classic car auction up in Black River the other day, and one guy just kept overbidding me. Hornsley Jr., that's that youngster who inherited the chemical plant a few years ago. Absolutely no interest in cars. He's just looking for ways to rotate his dirty money. It's a Gauss Seidel B50, the one they used in Seal the Deal 2, and Colonel Wilson's personal Jacoby from Normandy. Lee is about to put those cars on a ship overseas any day now, and they'll be out of the country for good. If that's not criminal, I don't know what is. Can you help me acquire these two gems? I'll take good care of them. Guess we have no other choice. So yeah. We have another acquire the things mission. And more wired alarm boxes. Get used to that, by the way, because there's quite a lot of them in this game. Huh? So yeah. But thankfully we have at least two that are pretty easy to get. One of them is actually on a ship, and the other one is loaded onto a truck. So we can just bring those right close to the getaway vehicle. So, yeah. Remember, kids, don't operate a forklift under the influence. Don't worry, I'm not, but even then, don't operate one without a registration or license or whatever. That would have been nasty. Huh. That's another thing. If you break the alarm boxes, then the alarm goes off. Huh. Luckily enough, we don't need to bring these cars back in one piece. Though I don't think Gordon will probably be too happy about that.
Freaking truck's missing half the cab.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell happened? You know, a little of this, a little of that. Nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
did
sorry.
you not hear it when I catch it? I said, you show up like that, and he's like, what the hell happened? And he's just, the guy is just like, you know, a little of this, a little of that. Nothing I couldn't handle.
Right. Yeah, even some of the destruction is kind of ridiculous, especially what happened with that boat earlier, where the entire bridge was caved in. Yeah, if that happened in real life, the pilot would probably be dead.
And he just like looks over the guy with the big grin on his face. You know, all in all, it put a fun exclamation on my day and gives him a thumbs up.
Right. Just gonna get this out of my way because otherwise it's just gonna hinder my path later. And now all I need is a speedboat. Along with a way to get to the second floor quickly. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this game. Some of the vehicles can be really difficult to control at times.
Yeah, I can see that being the case.
Yeah. Alright. Now all we need to do is just... we just gotta bring this fishing boat to the other side. First of all, though, I've got to raise the bridge. Interesting how each vehicle, they just leave the keys in the ignition.
Right.
Unless the character just finds some way to hotwire them.
I mean, I don't think that'd be too far of a cry from what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, considering it like starts off like, listen, I need you to do something down and dirty and on the DL.
Yeah.
The quieter you can make it, the more I'll pay you.
Yep, pretty much. Which honestly, those have got to be some those have got to be some serious hot wiring skills.
Right.
All right. Now I just need to lower the bridge again.
It makes you wonder because you never see him when you're driving something.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
You're at first person view otherwise. Is he just like a ghost that possesses shit?
That is actually a very good question. But yeah, you never once see your character throughout this game, except for during the end credits. But only when he's watching the news in the background. That's it.
I do get it. It was just more if they wanted to show off the game and the destruction mechanics, but still.
Yeah, that's probably the case. Yeah. All right, now I just need to find a fast vehicle because, yeah. Let's see. I mean, it kind of does the job. How does this one compare?
Well, you just took out a power pole.
Yeah.
Power skidded right into that sucker and it went down.
Yeah, I'd probably say this. This is definitely the better one. Yeah, that's one of the main things. You definitely want to use vehicles as much as possible throughout this game, because otherwise, when you're trying to do your runs, you're just going to be moving at a snail's pace. Actually, how about this one? Yep, still not fast enough. So yeah, that one is pretty much my best bet. Yeah. Thing is, I've got to keep speed in mind because during each of these missions, you only get 60 seconds just to grab all these items. I mean, I've been making it look like child's play so far, but it gets ridiculous later on. But yeah, I mean, there is an option to actually readjust the game difficulty to get that allows you to that basically allows you to have more time. You can either have less time or more. But you know me, I don't. I usually like to play by the rules as much as possible. I don't like to cheat unless I really feel like messing around.
Yeah. It seems like that's part of the setup thing with the game at this point when they introduce this and start adding it in more often.
Yeah.
Is they want you to think and plan out your route and your escape ahead of time before you trigger it.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Which is in itself as well, also another pretty neat idea that they put into the game.
Yep.
It makes you think very creatively for certain things.
Definitely. And and I will admit, using the destructible environments to your advantage to create shortcuts, I like that.
Yeah. It's basically not telling the player to destroy everything as much as they can to get out as quickly as possible while getting everything they need.
Yep.
Or at least destroy everything to create a quick enough path, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. And of course, one thing I kind of had to one lesson I kind of had to learn the hard way. You can actually move some of the objects around just for a bit of a shorter path. Just so you don't have to turn around and grab them. Just as long as you don't accidentally break the wire.
Right. Makes sense.
Yep. Other than that, we got a quick path to the vehicle, and now all we need is just something to get up here. Which I think we could probably use this as a I think we could probably use this van as a makeshift stairway. Kind of.
Works enough.
Yeah. Actually, what I could do, I could probably just use it to grab it, to grab the item up there, and then I can just run through here to the car. That works just as well. Yep. Alright, other than that, I think our route is all set. We're just going to drive that car right to the boat. That way we can drive this one into the truck. And then lastly, we'll drive this one in there and we'll be out. But yeah, thankfully the good news is, though, you don't really need to do all of the side mission. You don't really need to do all of the optional stuff. It doesn't really make that much of a difference story-wise. But it does. But I will tell you, it does actually help with unlocking your tools early on. Not plus later on, after you unlock all your tools, it does give you cash bonuses, which can go into upgrading your weapons.
I see.
Yep. Some of them can be kind of irritating to do, but overall they do make it worth it in the long run, thankfully. Alright, let me see here. Can I move this one over a little? Okay. Alright, quick save, and run. There we go. Huh. The character also started planting corn. And it looks like he's going to be laying down a patio too. Yeah, that's another thing I like about this game. The character's home also changes little by little as you progress. A very nice bit of visual storytelling to go along with it. What's new? Oh, they're celebrating the completion of the tower. I wonder how that's gonna go.
Someone's gonna probably be like, you know that tower they just built? I want you to tear it down.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do in one of the missions. Yeah. I have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to topple it or not. It's kind of a matter of luck with the kind of resources I have at the moment, but yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm able to topple it, but yeah. Oh, good. They're actually commenting about my recent vehicle theft.
He stole my cars, Daddy. Arrest the bad man. Hurt him.
And they still have no idea if it's me. They don't even run any fingerprint tests or anything.
Right now, like there are only plenty of them.
Yeah. I mean, I know the character could be wearing gloves, but even then, there should be all kinds of things like DNA tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We got him. Go on.
They could even run tests on the treads of the shoes.
Yeah, that too.
The size to narrow it down.
Yeah, or hell, even tests on bits of hair that may have been left.
Right.
Yeah, that's also another thing.
Why did you know a straight DNA test? Because that would give them everything they need.
Yeah. Yeah, committing a crime like this is it's a lot more difficult than one would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why most criminal masterminds usually spend months trying to plan everything carefully.
Right. Then there's like, and even more baffling news, authorities still have yet to actually implement anything to try to determine the identity.
Yep. Pretty much. You don't know me, but I
just wants to watch the world burn.
Indeed. You don't know me, but I've had a series of break-ins recently. In the last one, I lost 2 very rare classic cars, and guess what? I know who did it. Gordon Wu, the absolute prick, is now bragging to everyone at the club about his 2 new favorite possessions. The break-ins caused me a lot of property damage, and I'd like to let Gordon taste some of his own medicine. Since you're in the demolition industry, I thought, well, I don't know if you do this sort of work, but let me know if it sounds interesting.
What you don't realize, Junior, is I'm the one that stole those cars.
Yep. I've been up all night digging through the login devices and managed to find a connection to West Point Marina. I've been able to figure out more on BT, but Lee has a warehouse in West Point. I guess whatever fishy business he is up to, the marina is not the final destination. I was thinking the boat GPS devices can give me an idea where he is moving the product, especially if I could compare their recent destinations to the shipping log. Can you get them for me? So yeah, we have 2 different missions. One is optional. The other one is story related. Actually, no. Both of these are story related. Never mind. We'll do them. We'll do them one by one. The car wash. Dump at least 3 of Gordon's expensive cars in the water. Alright. So yeah. We have a new area. We get to go to Gordon's mansion. So if you ever want to tear down a rich man's house, well, there you go. So yeah, once again, we're just gonna grab all the valuables, or at least the ones I know that where they are. Gordon's lost passport. Wow. So we get his social security information and everything.
Identity theft.
Right?
Let's ruin him financially.
Oh, don't worry. We do that at some point in this game. But yeah. But yeah, but apparently the way we do it, I will tell you, we later tear down a theme park he builds. Yeah.
This game looks like it's just starting to devolve into, I want you to one-up this person that tears down this shit.
Yeah, that's essentially what this is all about. Just so you can, basically just so you can support yourself financially at the end of the day.
It's like some guy in a petticoat, top hat with a monocle, British accent, walks like, "Sir, I don't know you, but this guy looked at me wrong. I want you to tear down his house."
Pretty much.
Mr. Monopoly just hands you a bag of money and you're like, okay.
Yep, as long as I'm getting paid. And we're just going to take all your stuff in the meantime. That's also another thing. But yeah, maybe much later on, after we get through this, who knows? Maybe I might do a little bonus where where I basically play around with different mods and we just go around different levels, just tearing shit up. Maybe I might do that as a bonus much later on. I'm just not using mods right now because because that would probably ruin this whole playthrough.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's not all right.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I was choking for a second there.
Oh. No problem. Oh, there's something on top of the elevator. I will take that. We just stole the elevator maintenance manual. Just stole his sleeping pills.
This button goes up. This button goes down. End of manual. Yeah, right now I just love to imagine that this mansion probably belongs to Donald Trump. Yeah.
Honestly, that's probably one way of looking at it. Just stole some vintage sneakers. Someone's gonna be coming in here like, wow, this hot tub is a lot sharper than I remember.
As they're bleeding out, yeah.
Indeed. In fact, I remember years ago. Back when I played Sly Cooper, I would use to cause as much havoc as possible as I did my missions.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
I still hope they make another game.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to wait till it comes to PC to play at this point.
Right. Yeah, it would.
I go down and roll since Rift Apart's already on PC at this point, you know.
Definitely.
And
It would
start off with exclusive.
It would definitely be really nice if they made another one because they kind of just left it to. They kind of just left it by the wayside at this point.
Yeah, they ended it on a huge question mark. And open-ended at that.
Yeah.
Especially for fans, because they want to know what happened to them.
Definitely. Yeah, it's like in the game's secret ending, in Sly Cooper 4's secret ending, Sly was just kind of stranded in ancient Egypt, and not much beyond that. It would definitely be nice if we actually got some closure to that.
I don't think it's fair. Would probably be very interested in is that it looked like from the looks of it that you'd be playing a Carmelita in a new one.
Oh yeah.
And their little game of cat and mouse, they'd finally be together.
Oh yeah.
Because at the end of it, like before he disappeared, they did kind of actually become official.
Actually, they did kind of become official towards the end of Sly Cooper 3, where Sly Sly basically decided to retire and give up his criminal ways to live on the other side of the law. Unfortunately, he came out of retirement when he noticed that Cooper history was being erased.
Yeah, it took a bit to convince her that he was on the up and up with what he was doing, but she still came around just reluctantly.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Sly Cooper 4 was a good game. It just kind of left off on a disappointing note.
Yeah. It was a good game. It had a good ending, but it was too much of an open-ended question mark for them to just leave it.
Yeah. And Sony being Sony, well, it's not just Sly Cooper. They left a lot of their franchises just sitting on the wayside, such as that and Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I really do wish we could get another Jak and Daxter game.
Well, I'm not kind of sure. That kind of the way 3 ends, it kind of makes it go on a loop.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because 1 is like he's sent back, but you don't know who or why. 2 is he gets the dark power, and they're helping the kid. 3 is you find out that he is the kid being sent back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go back to 1.
And
at that point, he's got light and dark.
True. Yeah. Well, that and plus I heard that's. Yeah, that's true, and plus I heard that I know for a fact Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier was not that memorable. Because The Lost Frontier took place right after Jak and Daxter 3, but it just did not feel like Jak and Daxter that much.
Yeah.
But yeah. There we go. Just steal one of his trophies. Nothing wrong with that.
Mentioned 2 and 3. I kind of went in a bit more of an FPS sort of route, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Which wasn't bad, but it did take away from the platforming some.
Yeah. I mean, granted, there were still plenty of platforming elements in 2 and 3. But yeah. But ironically, Jak and Daxter
2.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Never played 3 though, but I watched it.
Oh yeah. Ironically though, Jak and Daxter 2 was actually my favorite of the bunch.
No, it was a pretty solid game, yeah.
Oh yeah. Though it was
it had a good balance, and 3 they kind of went a little heavy on FPS.
Yeah. Though Jak and Daxter 2 was hardcore as all hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about difficult PS2 games, Jak and Daxter 2 was up there.
Yeah. It had some of the more funny humor, too, when Dark Jak would take over.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually, whoa, Jak, you might want to calm down there. Oh, sorry.
Indeed.
And at times where, like, Dark Jak would take over, and just talk about, like, completely ruining the people that did it to him.
Yeah.
And just they freak Daxter out every time.
Pretty much. I'm just gonna move this forward a little. How I'm gonna handle this one is that I'm just gonna drive it right into the hot tub. Other than that, I think we pretty much got all the collectibles that I can think of. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, like injecting you have to do is drive it into the hot tub.
Yeah. Basically, you have to put each of these cars into the water. Yep. And thankfully, there are at least a couple of cars that we can actually get rid of without setting off the alarm. Actually, just one last check real quick. I think there's one item I missed, actually. There we go. Barbecue charcoal made from protected hardwood. So he's basically so even Gordon is pretty much breaking the law by doing that. Now, thankfully, this car we can actually get rid of without setting off the alarm. We just gotta drive this truck into the water.
Oh, right, yeah. With the boxes attached straight to the truck.
Yep. Now this car, unfortunately, we can't drive because all its wheels are missing. But what we can do is basically blow it up and drag it by its suspension. There we go. Okay, still a little heavy. But we got this.
Wow, that just took care of the box as well.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, actually, no, it didn't have a box. Yeah, because, remember, if we shoot the alarm boxes, that sets it off.
Right. That is, you can do that without one way, because you're decimating it as well as throwing it in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, and thankfully, the same even applies for some of for some other things, because yeah, the game does not penalize you for for vehicle condition, even when you have to retrieve them.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
If only tearing down an electric gate was that simple.
Right.
Even if you didn't attempt to do it that way, it would take hours just to do one side.
Pretty much, yeah.
Even with a proper, like, cutting torch.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Even when you're using a torch to cut through metal, it usually takes time.
Yeah, because it takes a while to get all the way through it.
There we go.
Makes me wonder if like all of a sudden up to retires because he kind of knows this is going to go into a spiral of all these rich guys going after each other, and he just gets rid of it.
Pretty much. So if you ever want to cause havoc to rich people, this is the game for you. All right, how many cars do we have left? Okay, so all right, we got one here. I can probably just drive this one straight to the water, then grab this one and drive it into the water. Then I just need another car to get all the way back over here and get these last two. Huh. Alright, first and foremost, I gotta get these windows out of the way. I might be going overboard, but oh well. And just for good measure, I think I'll just go ahead and use a bulldozer to. Actually, maybe I don't have to. But I will go ahead and at the very least get those containers out of the way. Actually, what am I doing? I could just go ahead and ram it with with a dump truck. That also works. And topple it in the process. Alright, now I need a fast car. Alright, how's this one? Not the best acceleration speed. This one is pretty decent. That's alright. Alright, anything else? Well, I definitely have to get over here so I can grab this car. For that, we're going to need these construction vehicles out of the way. And this one at it. Sadly, that's another thing I wish was a tool in this game. I certainly wish that one of the tools was a weed whacker. You know, which, you can get one through mods, but, you know. That's what I think of your statue. You call that art? Alright, now I need to blow this open. Probably move it up just a little.